The storm had been raging for hours when Gabriel Hunt first noticed the strange energy readings coming from his equipment. His research vessel, the Neptune's Eye, rocked violently against the waves as he stared at the blinking console in disbelief. 30 years of archaeological expeditions across the globe hadn't prepared him for this moment, a perfect harmonic resonance emanating from somewhere deep beneath the Pacific Ocean floor. The patterns matched nothing in any known database, yet they pulsed with mathematical precision that suggested intelligent design. The storm outside intensified, lightning illuminating the dark waters as if nature itself was trying to warn him away from what lay beneath. But Gabriel's curiosity burned brighter than any storm. He checked his oxygen tanks, ensuring they were fully charged, and grabbed his waterproof case containing essential tools. The decision to descend in such conditions was reckless, possibly suicidal, but something deep within him knew this might be his last chance to answer the call of the unknown. The submersible's hatch sealed with a hiss, and he began his descent into darkness, the surface quickly disappearing above him. As the depth increased, the pressure gauge climbed steadily, and the temperature dropped sharply. Yet none of these familiar sensations could prepare him for what awaited 2,000 meters below. 2,000 meters below the surface, the darkness swallowed his submersible whole. The powerful spotlights revealed little beyond swirling sediment until suddenly, the seafloor transformed into something otherworldly. Towering spires of crystalline rock formed impossible geometric shapes, their surfaces etched with symbols that seemed to shift when viewed directly. At the center stood the portal, a perfect circle 15 meters across, suspended vertically like a liquid mirror frozen in time. Its surface rippled gently, though no current disturbed it. As Gabriel approached, his instruments went haywire, but he could feel it, a presence watching from beyond. Recording everything with shaking hands, he extended the submersible's robotic arm toward the shimmering threshold. The closer he got, the more pronounced became the sensation of being observed by countless eyes. The symbols on the surrounding structures appeared to rearrange themselves, forming patterns that seemed to tell stories of civilizations long past. His academic mind raced to process the implications. This wasn't just another archaeological site, it was a doorway to something far greater. The portal's surface reflected his submersible's lights in strange ways, creating rainbow-like distortions that danced across the surrounding formations. Time seemed to lose meaning as he hovered there, torn between scientific curiosity and primal fear. Finally, unable to resist any longer, he activated the submersible's external sensors and reached out to touch the mysterious surface. The transition through the portal felt like being born again. One moment he was enclosed in steel, the next floating weightless in warm, clear water that somehow supported his breathing. Panicking briefly, he realized his lungs worked perfectly despite the lack of scuba gear. Through the crystal-clear liquid, he saw a city unlike anything Earth had ever known. Buildings grew organically from the seafloor, their surfaces alive with pulsing bioluminescence. That's when he saw her, Eleonora, gliding gracefully among the structures. Her form was both human and utterly alien, skin shimmering like mother of pearl, hair flowing like living seaweed. She regarded him with calm intelligence, her large eyes reflecting ancient knowledge. Communication came naturally, thoughts translating directly between them without words. The water around them seemed to hum with energy, carrying impressions and emotions rather than distinct language. Gabriel marveled at how effortlessly they understood each other, their connection transcending conventional barriers of communication. Eleonora's movements were hypnotic, each gesture conveying layers of meaning that resonated deep within him. She led him through streets that weren't streets, between structures that defied terrestrial architectural principles. The entire city seemed alive, responding to their presence with subtle changes in light and color. As they moved, Gabriel noticed other Aquarians observing from various vantage points, their forms varying slightly but all sharing that unmistakable blend of familiarity and otherness. The experience was overwhelming yet strangely comforting, as if he'd come home to a place he'd never known existed. Eleonora led him to the heart of their civilization, explaining how her people had mastered biological engineering over millennia. They weren't merely adapted to the water, they were part of it, existing in symbiosis with their environment. Every aspect of their physiology represented millions of years of evolution guided by conscious choice rather than random mutation. Their respiratory systems could extract oxygen from water or air equally efficiently, while specialized organs allowed them to manipulate electromagnetic fields. The secret she guarded wasn't simple immortality, but something far more profound: the ability to transcend physical limitations through genetic memory. Each generation carried the complete consciousness of their ancestors, allowing them to live countless lifetimes through shared experience. Gabriel struggled to comprehend the implications while marveling at their technology. Organic computers grown from living coral, energy harvested from quantum fluctuations in water molecules. Their medical facilities healed through cellular reprogramming rather than invasive procedures, and their educational system involved direct knowledge transfer rather than traditional learning. Yet what fascinated him most was Eleonora herself, her grace and wisdom challenging everything he thought he knew about intelligence and evolution. Her presence embodied centuries of accumulated experience, yet she retained an individuality that made her uniquely compelling. As they explored deeper into the city, Gabriel couldn't help but notice how seamlessly technology and biology merged in every aspect of Aquarian life, creating a society where artificial and natural distinctions lost all meaning. Their connection deepened with each passing day. Gabriel learned to navigate the underwater realm with increasing ease, while Eleonora showed growing interest in his world above. They spent hours exploring forgotten archives together, where holographic records displayed humanity's history alongside glimpses of other civilizations long vanished. During these moments, neither could deny the attraction drawing them closer. When their hands finally touched, it created ripples that disturbed the very fabric of their surroundings, a sign, Eleonora explained, that their union was significant. These ripples manifested as colorful patterns that spread throughout the city, causing nearby structures to resonate sympathetically. Other Aquarians began noticing the phenomenon, some approaching with curiosity, while others maintained cautious distance. Through their shared experiences, Gabriel gained insight into Aquarian social structures, which operated on principles of collective consciousness while still valuing individual contributions. Eleonora, in turn, developed understanding of human concepts like romantic love, which differed significantly from Aquarian bonding practices. Their relationship evolved into something unprecedented, a bridge between species that challenged established norms on both sides. Yet even as they acknowledged their feelings, shadows began gathering at the edges of their sanctuary. Unexplained energy fluctuations disturbed the normally stable environment, and distant structures showed signs of unauthorized access attempts. The corporation found them faster than expected. Gabriel recognized their drones immediately, sleek black machines designed for deep-sea exploration and extraction. Biocorp International had been funding his research for years, always asking too many questions about longevity and genetic enhancement. Now they traced his signal through the portal. Their leader, Director Marlowe, communicated through a holographic interface, demanding access to the Aquarian secrets. When Gabriel refused, citing his ethical duty to protect Eleonora's people, Marlowe revealed the truth. They'd already begun harvesting samples from similar sites across Earth's oceans. The Aquarian technology represented their final piece in achieving marketable immortality. Time was running out to prevent catastrophe. Marlowe's holographic form flickered menacingly in the water, its features distorted by the aquatic medium, yet retaining an aura of cold determination. Behind her, rows of data streams displayed classified information about other underwater sites Biocorp had compromised, ancient ruins stripped of their secrets, ecosystems disrupted beyond recovery. The corporation's reach extended far beyond what Gabriel had suspected, implicating numerous governments and research institutions in their quest for profit-driven immortality solutions. Each revelation struck him like a physical blow, highlighting how deeply entrenched Biocorp's influence had become in scientific communities worldwide. The hologram's final transmission contained a clear threat: either Gabriel facilitated their access to the source, or they would take it by force, regardless of collateral damage. Eleonora took Gabriel to the source, a vast crystalline structure pulsing with multicolored light at the city's core. Here lay the essence of her people's existence, not just their genetic memory, but the accumulated consciousness of countless species who'd contributed to their evolution. The source responded to their presence, its light intensifying as if acknowledging their bond. Together, they witnessed visions of possible futures, one where Biocorp succeeded in commercializing immortality, creating social chaos, another where the source remained protected but isolated forever. A third vision showed something unexpected: humans and Aquarians working together, sharing knowledge responsibly. This possibility filled them with determination to fight for a better outcome, even as corporate forces closed in around them. The source's crystalline structure extended deeper than sight could penetrate, its facets refracting light in patterns that seemed to encode infinite information. As they floated before it, Gabriel experienced flashes of memories not his own: ancient civilizations rising and falling, technological breakthroughs achieved and lost, wisdom accumulated through eons of existence. Eleonora explained how the source functioned as both archive and living entity, constantly evolving while preserving essential knowledge. Its current state indicated awareness of the impending threat, manifesting as increasingly urgent pulses of energy that resonated through the entire city. Around them, other Aquarians gathered, their collective anxiety palpable in the water's shifting currents. The situation demanded immediate action, yet every potential response carried risks that could fundamentally alter both species' futures. The invasion came at dawn, when the water glowed faintly with phosphorescent plankton. Biocorp's armored mechadivers descended in formation, their weapons systems scanning for targets. Gabriel and Eleonora rallied the Aquarian Defense Network, activating ancient security protocols that had lain dormant for centuries. The city came alive with defensive mechanisms, walls shifting to create labyrinthine barriers, water currents manipulated to disorient invaders, and bioengineered creatures emerging from hidden alcoves. But the corporation's technology proved formidable, their understanding of alien artifacts surprisingly advanced. During the chaos, Gabriel witnessed the true cost of resistance as several Aquarians sacrificed themselves to protect the source, their memories transferring to the collective consciousness in bursts of light. The battle unfolded across multiple dimensions: physical combat in the water, electronic warfare targeting control systems, and psychological operations attempting to disrupt the Aquarians' hive mind. Biocorp's mechadivers deployed adaptive camouflage that mimicked Aquarian bioluminescence, creating confusion among defenders. Meanwhile, their support vessels above maintained constant pressure through remote-operated drones and sonic weapons calibrated to disrupt Aquarian communication frequencies. Despite these advantages, the invaders underestimated the Aquarians' intimate knowledge of their environment and the sophisticated nature of their organic technology, which proved remarkably resilient to conventional attack methods. Trapped in the central chamber with time running out, Gabriel made a desperate decision. He would return to his world, carrying crucial information about the source's nature and the corporation's plans. Eleonora protested, but understood the necessity. Someone needed to rally support from Earth's scientific community while buying them time to strengthen their defenses. Using an emergency beacon, Gabriel transmitted encrypted data packets containing irrefutable evidence of Biocorp's illegal activities. The journey back through the portal felt different this time, heavier with the knowledge of what he was leaving behind. As the surface world came into view, he vowed to return, clutching a small crystalline fragment Eleonora had given him as proof of their connection and the stakes involved. The fragment pulsed softly in his hand, maintaining a tenuous link to Eleonora and the Aquarian collective consciousness. During his ascent, memories flooded his mind. Not just his own experiences, but fragments of Aquarian history transmitted through the crystal. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily upon him. Failure meant betraying not just Eleonora but an entire civilization's trust. Reaching the surface, he found his research vessel abandoned, crew likely intimidated or bribed away by Biocorp operatives. Alone and exposed, he activated contingency protocols, initiating a series of secure communications that would hopefully reach sympathetic ears before Biocorp's agents could silence him permanently. Back on land, Gabriel discovered the extent of BioCorp's influence. Colleagues turned away when approached, funding dried up overnight, and shadowy figures followed him through crowded streets. His academic credentials, once a source of respect, now marked him as a target. Attempts to access university resources met with locked doors and deleted files, while professional organizations distanced themselves publicly to avoid association. But he also found allies, whistleblowers within the corporation, independent scientists curious about his findings, and environmental activists concerned about the exploitation of oceanic resources. Working from safe houses, they began piecing together a counter-operation. Meanwhile, Eleonora faced her own challenges. Without Gabriel's perspective, some Aquarians questioned continuing contact with surface dwellers. She argued passionately for finding common ground, using their shared experiences to demonstrate that trust could work both ways. The crystalline fragment pulsed occasionally, maintaining their connection across dimensions. Through it, they exchanged vital information. Gabriel's reports about BioCorp's surface operations complemented Eleonora's updates on Aquarian defensive preparations. Their separation tested their resolve, transforming romantic longing into something deeper, a shared mission that transcended personal desires. Each pulse from the fragment carried not just messages, but reassurance that their cause remained just and necessary, even as obstacles mounted on both sides of the dimensional divide. Months passed before Gabriel identified a critical weakness in BioCorp's operation: their reliance on specific mineral compositions to maintain their portal technology. By orchestrating simultaneous raids on multiple extraction sites worldwide, he could disrupt their supply chain while gathering enough evidence to expose their activities publicly. The plan required perfect timing and coordination between his earthbound allies and Eleonora's people. As preparations intensified, their separation weighed heavily on both. Nights spent communing through the fragment became increasingly difficult, each transmission carrying urgent tactical information rather than personal connection. Yet their resolve strengthened through shared purpose, transforming romantic longing into something deeper, a commitment to protecting both their worlds. On Earth, Gabriel coordinated with hackers to infiltrate BioCorp systems, environmental activists to stage protests at key facilities, and sympathetic journalists to prepare investigative reports. Beneath the waves, Eleonora worked with Aquarian engineers to enhance their defensive capabilities while developing non-lethal countermeasures against corporate technology. The crystalline fragment served as both communication device and symbol of their alliance, its pulsing light growing stronger as their plans coalesced. They established redundant communication channels and failsafes, knowing that any single point of failure could doom their entire operation. The approaching confrontation loomed larger with each passing day, but their preparation created a network of resistance that spanned both worlds and countless individuals committed to preserving ethical boundaries in scientific advancement. The coordinated strike occurred during a rare celestial alignment that amplified the source's energy. While Earth teams targeted BioCorp facilities, Gabriel returned through the portal with crucial reinforcements: autonomous drones programmed with counter-intrusion algorithms and specialized equipment to shield the source. The battle that ensued tested everyone's limits. Corporate forces adapted quickly, deploying experimental weaponry that disrupted Aquarian defenses. Several times, victories seemed impossible until unexpected allies emerged. Marine creatures enhanced by Aquarian technology joined the fight, their natural abilities augmented by artificial enhancements. In the chaos, Gabriel and Eleonora fought side by side, their combined knowledge proving decisive as they systematically disabled enemy systems while protecting civilian populations from collateral damage. The conflict escalated rapidly, with BioCorp unleashing their most advanced technologies: quantum entanglement weapons that threatened to collapse portions of the Aquarian city, and AI-controlled hunter-killer drones capable of learning and countering defensive measures in real time. Yet for every technological advantage BioCorp possessed, the defenders countered with unique adaptations. Aquarian bioweapons released clouds of engineered microorganisms that corroded corporate machinery, while their psychic network allowed instantaneous coordination of defensive maneuvers. Gabriel's understanding of human military tactics proved invaluable in predicting and countering biocorp strategies, while Eleonora's mastery of Aquarian technology enabled creative applications of their organic defenses. The battle reached its climax at the source itself, where Gabriel and Eleonora stood back to back, channeling the combined strength of their species against waves of attackers. Victory came at a terrible price. Much of the ancient city lay in ruins, its delicate balance disrupted by the conflict. Many Aquarians chose voluntary dissolution rather than face a future compromised by corporate greed. But from the destruction emerged new possibilities. The exposure of Biocorp's activities sparked global outrage, leading to unprecedented international cooperation to regulate deep-sea exploration and protect undiscovered civilizations. Scientists from Earth established formal diplomatic relations with the Aquarians, beginning a cautious exchange of knowledge under strict ethical guidelines. Gabriel and Eleonora's relationship evolved into something transcendent. They could now move freely between worlds, their bond serving as living proof that different species could coexist and enrich each other's understanding. The aftermath revealed unexpected benefits. Biocorp's defeat inspired reform movements within other corporations, leading to more responsible approaches to scientific discovery and resource utilization. Governments worldwide implemented stricter regulations on deep-sea activities, while creating protected zones around known alien sites. The Aquarians, in turn, began cautiously opening their archives to selected human researchers, sharing knowledge that promised breakthroughs in medicine, environmental science, and sustainable technology. Gabriel and Eleonora's union became a symbol of hope, demonstrating that cross-species relationships could yield insights and innovations previously unimaginable. Their story inspired others to seek connections beyond familiar boundaries, fostering a new era of interspecies cooperation and mutual respect. Years later, visitors to the newly established Interspecies Research Institute often marveled at the hybrid structures rising from coastal waters worldwide. These facilities incorporated both human and Aquarian architectural principles, creating spaces where air breathers and water dwellers could collaborate comfortably. Gabriel served as director, guiding joint projects that addressed environmental challenges facing both worlds. Eleonora became ambassador for her people, helping others understand the responsibility that came with advanced knowledge. The source, once jealously guarded, now functioned as a library of shared wisdom, carefully curated to benefit all participants equally. Their success inspired similar initiatives elsewhere, demonstrating that technological advancement needn't come at the expense of ethics or cultural preservation. Researchers from diverse backgrounds worked side by side on projects ranging from climate change mitigation to medical breakthroughs, their different perspectives combining to produce innovative solutions. Specialized translation systems facilitated smooth communication, while adapted environments allowed both species to contribute equally. The Institute's success attracted attention from other alien civilizations, leading to expanded diplomatic relations and knowledge exchanges that benefited all participants. Educational programs trained new generations of scientists in the principles of responsible interspecies cooperation, ensuring that the lessons learned would continue to influence future development. Breakthroughs in sustainable technology, driven by Aquarian principles of ecological balance, revolutionized human industry while preserving planetary health. As they stood together watching sunset reflections dance across water's surface, Gabriel and Eleonora acknowledged their journey had changed both species forever. The crystalline fragment that once symbolized separation now served as foundation stone for their shared future. Children of mixed heritage played nearby, their unique adaptations hinting at evolutionary paths neither parent could have imagined alone. Behind them, researchers from dozens of worlds worked in harmony, united by common goals rather than divided by difference. Their story of interstellar romance and discovery had become legend, inspiring others to seek connections beyond familiar boundaries. The legacy of their struggle manifested in countless ways, from international treaties protecting alien sites to educational programs teaching responsible scientific exploration. New generations grew up understanding that progress should serve all life forms, not just the most powerful or technologically advanced. The Aquarians' concept of genetic memory evolved to include human contributions, creating a shared historical record that enriched both species' understanding of their place in the universe. Scientific breakthroughs continued to emerge from their collaboration, each discovery reinforcing the value of diverse perspectives working together. And so, their legacy continued to ripple outward, touching lives across galaxies while reminding everyone that true immortality lies not in endless life, but in meaningful connections. If you enjoyed this tale of interstellar romance and discovery, subscribe now for more captivating stories that explore the boundless possibilities of science fiction imagination.